So I'm very impressed. I think you ought to be very proud of all the kids that have been part of this project this year, so let's go ahead and give them a hand right off the bat. Let me tell you how this is going to go down. We have Roger Clark. He is a 4-H/agricultural agent for Murray County. We're going to be walking back and forth. He's going to judge these birds. We ask that everybody stay out of the show ring during that time so he can do his best, determine who's going to be the blues and the reds and the greens and the reserves. Okay? And then later, when we finally make our way and be done with the show part, we'll ask the kids to come down and get their ribbons. I would like to get a group photo here. I understand that all the mamas are going to want their pictures too, so we'll try to give you time to do that. For those of you who are not going to sell, that would also be the time that you go ahead and get your birds and remove them from the show ring area so that we can proceed with the sale. The way that we're going to do the sale is we're going to start with the grand champions first, and then we'll move to reserve grand champions, and then the blues, and then the red ribbons, and then for all those who brought extra chickens over here in the corner, they will be sold last. Okay? If you are a buyer, you're planning on buying today, you need to go over and visit with Randy Orr and Terry Orr. They're no relation, but they do have the same last name. They work in my office. I appreciate them being here with us today, but you'll go over there and get a buyer number from them. So while we're doing the judging part, that would be a good time for you to go and do so. All right. If you need to use the restrooms, they're over here behind the bleachers. And I think we did have some waters, but I think they've been pretty wiped out now. So, but give us a little while to work through it. Y'all visit with each other, and we'll let y'all know what the results are here shortly. Thank y'all. One of those kids, take them over here to either Miss Terry or Miss Brandy and hand it over to them. We'll look over those next week. So if you have something of that nature, take them over to the young ladies over there. Thank you. Express my appreciation to Roger Clark today for coming and judging. Like I said before, he is an ag and 4-H agent from Murray County. Y'all give him a round of applause for being with us. As you can tell, it took us a little while. There's a lot of good pens, and I think Roger would agree with me. That's a pretty good chicken there. We're going to give all of the pens blues. We did have some that we thought were blues twos, which means that they're on the borderline to start laying, but you can see that also there's a lot of pens that are laying, and we did have a pen over here somewhere that laid one while we were judging. The anticipation on her part was more than she could bear. But congratulations to all the kids. Some of y'all was giving Roger kind of a funny look since he was kind of playing with their bottoms a little bit. And so let me explain to you what that means. Since these are very young pullets and they're just now starting to lay, when you normally see a hen that is in production, she'll start to bleach. And what that means is she's pulling calcium out of her bones to produce those eggs. Eggshells made out of calcium, so that's why we include calcium and oyster shell in their diet. But since these girls here are just now starting, they're not bleaching a whole lot just yet. And so, however, as every woman would attest who's had children, that things get a little wider sometimes. And so that's why he was feeling between the bones, because as they start laying, they get a little wider, and that just gives us an indication of how far along they are in their maturity. And so as some of the other things that he was looking at was also their combs and how much they weighed. And some of them were pretty hefty. I think some of them would actually do very well in the chicken pot one of these days. So the kids are commended for having done a very good job. For those of you who are going to be buying, I think you're going to be well pleased with what you purchased today. I would remind you that if you've not gotten a buyer's card yet, be sure to visit the tent and get registered as a buyer. So I know some of y'all are trying to figure out who's the grand reserve, so let me go ahead and announce that right quick so we can recognize those kids. And as I call your name, as far as the Grand Reserve kids, come down here and go ahead and stand beside your cages so everybody can recognize you. On the Rhode Island Reds, the grand champion was pin 45, Savannah King. Congratulations, Savannah. Your pin's way down here on the backside. All right, and the reserve grand champion in the Rhode Island Reds, if I get your name wrong, I am very sorry. I grew up in Alabama, and my tongue don't speak the way it should sometimes. Athena Dafore, pin 16. All right, on the Golden Comets, the grand champion was pin 35, Bella Jameson. And the reserve grand champion on the Golden Comets was pin 26, Amber Bruce. Miss Terry from my office is going to come get a quick picture right quick, and then we'll ask all the kids to come down and let's get a picture in front of the sign. And then if you are taking your birds home after we get that group picture, y'all can go ahead and get those birds and move out of the way. We'll give you about 10 minutes to get your birds out of the way, and then the buyers, if y'all want to take a minute and look around, and we'll start with the sale. Okay. All right, if all the kids will come down, let's go ahead and get us a group picture, and then we'll move on with the sale.
We go, Lily! Inappropriate clapping. Thanks, dude.
There's a time and a place for clapping, Dad. This is the place, but it ain't the time.
It's pretty impressive, man. It's really impressive. Good job. Are they still on the road? Or,
Please go ahead and get your birds, and we'll give you time to come on out. The rest of you that are on, go ahead and get your pictures done, and let's go ahead and clear the show ring
hard corn.
so that we can get the auction started. Joe Boyd Liggett for coming and doing the auctioneering for me today. Joe Boyd's been doing it for a long time. He's a former mayor here in the county, and he's... How long do you reckon you've been doing this now, Joe? 20 years? Probably more than what he can count on his fingers and toes. But we appreciate him coming out and doing the auction for us. So let me explain to you what we're doing, okay? Because I've already been asked this question, okay? He's gonna go $5, $6, 7, 10, 12, whatever it is. Okay? That is per bird. And so most of these pens have 5 birds in it. So whatever the final bid ends up being, say it's $10, it's 10 times 5. So that'd be $50 for the pen. Okay? I'm gonna try to keep up with Joe. I'll slow him down if he gets too far ahead of me. But I'm gonna write the buyer number and the price on the pen. When we're done with the sale, you will pay the child directly. Okay, they get the proceeds. This is their project, and so they're the ones that are going to get rewarded. We're going to start with the grand champions first, then we're going to go reserve champions, and then we'll go through all the pins, and we'll finish up with the extras last. And all the extras are over on this side. Those pins are different. Some of them's got 3, some of them's got 7, whatever it is. I will try to let you know what that is when we get over to those pins. Okay? So without further ado, here you go.
All right, pen 35 has 5 birds in it. They're the grand champions of this breed. Golden Commons. How many dollars on the grand champions on this side? How much? Let's go. Who get 20? 5, 10. 10, now 15. 10, 15, work with 15, 12, 15, now 20, you get 20, work with 20, 15, now 20. 15, now 20, you get 20, 15, now 20, you get 20, work with 20. That's for the grand champions. 15, 20, 15, 20, work with 20, get 20, work with 15 and 20, 15, 20. I would let you in for 16 just a big time, please. 16, 15, 16. Now 17, 16, now 17. 17, 16, now 17, anywhere, 16, 17, 17, sold right up here, 02, $16. Roll down the red grand champion pen, 45, 5 birds in the pen. How many dollars on? Let's go. 15, now 16, now 17. 16, now 17, or bit 17, or bit 17, 16, 17, 17, or bit 17. I mean 16, now 17, or bit 17, 16, 17, 16, now 17. 20, now 1. 20, now 1, or bit 20, now 1, you get 1, or bit 21. Sold right here, $20, number 13. Thank you.
I think his granddad bought the birds. He just a little close.
He said, but you gotta take care of them.
Reserve.
All right, reserves on this side. There's 5 birds in the pen. How much on these birds? Let's go. Who gets 10 to start them? 12, 13. 12, 13, where's it 13? 12 to 13, we get 13, where's it 13? 12, 13, we get 13, you $13, where's it 12? 13, now 14. 13, now 14. 14, now 15. 14, 15, where's it 15? You 15, 15 on 15. Let's go, 15, anywhere. We don't miss anybody. 15. 15, now 16. 20, now 1. 20 now, 1, anywhere, 20 now, 1, give 1, anywhere, 20 now, give 1, anywhere. All through it all, done 21. It's over here, $20, number 6, 06. $20. All right, sorry.
Reserve took theirs home.
Pause it until
All right, pen 37, there's 5 birds in this pen. I bid $10, now 11 work. 10, now 11, we're bid 11, you 11, we're bid 11. 10, 11, 11, we're bid 11, you 11, we're bid 11, you 11, we're bid 11. 10, now 11, anywhere, anybody. All do it, all but 10, 11. Sold $10.